What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are your hosts, Chase and Myles, and we are at the Lucky Duck. Welcome, one and all. This is your safe space.
Welcome. This is our cocktail today.
Boom.
It is a pineapple, lime, tahini-rimmed margarita.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
The classic pineapple margarita. Let's see how it goes. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's good. We ran out of money for the show, basically, and we had to get the off-brand pineapple juice.
Well, that's actually my favorite pineapple juice of all time.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's not Dole?
It's not that Dole shit, dude. The Dole shit, that stuff will fuck you up.
All they had was Dole. I was expecting to go there and get a little can of it, like this. People use it in things like making juice and baking. I think people use it in baking. Why else would they sell it in cans?
Juice, baking, and juice. I'm struggling to see the connection there.
Anyway, people use it for things, so I'm expecting to find a little can because who needs like a huge can of pineapple juice, right?
Yeah. If you really like pineapple juice, maybe. That's your thing.
I don't think anyone needs it.
Nobody needs it.
But that's all they had. Massive can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it was like size of my thigh, and the pineapple is a little sour, huh?
Dude, it's strong. You should try it.
That's why it was on sale.
No, so what we did, folks, and you can head over to our Instagram to see what it looks like and how we made it. But we infused some tequila with the pineapple. So it's tequila with pineapple, and the tequila itself tastes really good. Tastes like this very pineapple adjacent. But what you do is you stick a little mason jar, fill it with pineapple, fill it to the rim with tequila, seal it up, put it in your fridge. 4 to 7 days, you're ready to start drinking. And the pineapple that we're using as the garnish for our drink today is the pineapple used in the infusion concoction, and it's strong. It tastes like a tequila.
Yeah.
Tastes worse than the tequila itself for some reason. Not really sure. Maybe it's the expectation of the pineapple being like sweet, and it actually just tastes like straight up tequila.
It might be that. It's kind of like, the kind of strong flavor of tequila that a lot of people don't like.
Yeah.
Like when people don't like tequila, it's because of that. And I feel like a lot of really expensive tequilas don't have that it's not as strong. They're a little bit more smooth with a kind of hint of it.
I gotta say though, no, sorry.
The pineapple just tastes like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
So that's
well
why.
said. I don't know. This is probably one of my favorite drinks we've ever made. I'm just gonna go out and say that this is a really good drink.
Yeah, it's good. It's no Kolsch beer.
It's no Kolsch beer.
That's the cocktail I made.
Oh yeah. Wait, you talking about the Michelada?
No,
the Kolsch beer. It's no Kolsch. It's no double IPA.
It's no Bud Light.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a hiatus, but we're back.
Yeah, hiatus because they ain't us.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. Anyone who has been paying attention to the YouTube, who's been watching Chase, might notice my screen at the bottom right. And yeah, it does say louder milk, fuck a chicken. Because I thought of it and I Googled it and I couldn't find the scene.
Dang. Is that what's being shown right now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Copyright.
Dang.
Kicked off. Yeah, there's a scene, my favorite scene from the show. The show's okay. It's on Netflix. I don't know what it was originally on, but it's on Netflix. And it's basically a show about Alcoholics Anonymous. There's a guy, he's the protagonist. Mm-hmm. He runs, what do they call it, the head person at AAA?
Oh, I don't know. The
head macho, right?
The head honcho, the heaviest drinker.
Yeah, he's there. He runs them. But there's this real old guy there, and he's hilarious. He's probably the funniest person in the show, but he's barely in it. And he one time brings up a story about how he fucked a chicken.
Nice.
I thought it was great.
That's a
Mostly because of the story you told me about when you fucked a chicken.
I have never done that. That's hearsay. I would never. Bestiality is not in my vocabulary.
Is that just because you're trying to get into that church of yours?
Church's chicken.
Church.
Church. Have you ever been to a Church's Chicken?
Mantina sour.
Isn't that? I think that's a Texas brand. Church's Chicken.
Church's chicken.
Church. Winston Chicken Churchill.
It's definitely it's got an apostrophe, so it's a person, right?
Yeah,
I think it must be a person.
It's got to be.
Church's Texas Chicken. That's literally the name. It's Church's Texas.
It used
Chicken.
to not be though. I think it used to just be Church's Chicken. I think they added the Texas because they were like, Texas is going through a renaissance. Might as well put it in the name.
Oh, because they're like, oh, if Texas is the best state and everyone's moving there because it's not California and there's no income tax.
Yeah.
You're right. Church's Texas Chicken trades as Texas Chicken or Church's Chicken in many countries. The chain is currently owned by an American private equity firm, High Bluff Capital Partners. See, guys, if you go to Church's Chicken, you're supporting private equity.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows what that means.
Nobody knows who owns it. It could be Miles. It could be Elon.
Bin Laden.
It could be Winston Churchill's estate.
It could be Jeffrey Epstein's estate.
Yep.
We don't know.
Could be Hillary, Crooked Hillary.
Yeah, Crooked Hillary. Send her to prison. Or lock her up. That's what they say. Anyway, they have 1,700 franchise and company-owned locations in 26 states. You know what is the craziest chain? 7-Eleven.
Dude, I dig 7-Eleven. Is actually slaps.
You ever Wikipedia 7-Eleven?
No, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're in every single fucking country. There's like thousands of them.
Yeah. And do you know where they started?
7-Eleven. I want to say, is it in the United States?
Yes.
Okay. Is it East Coast?
No.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna guess. Michigan.
Dallas, Texas.
God damn it!
It started in 1927 as an ice house storefront in Dallas. What's an ice house?
Where they used to make ice.
Yes.
Because back in the day, you didn't have one of those fancy Samsung screen, flat screen fridges that made ice. You had to go get it somewhere.
Yeah, it stored ice because there was no refrigerator.
Yeah.
Back then, apparently.
Yeah. That's why you'll see a lot of every big city has an ice house building. It's like a brick building. It's old. It's usually in a gentrified neighborhood, and yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the industrial part of town. Typically, is where the ice house was.
And it's still there.
In Denver, there's an ice house building.
Oh,
yeah,
and
it's
just
down
there.
near. It's in Lodo, Rhino area, which
so
is
they probably turned it into something.
Yeah, it's like a steakhouse now. Yeah. Imagine if that was they were still booming. They were like, yeah, no, ice never went. The demand for ice never went away.
Yeah.
We still kicking it.
Well, I mean, somebody does make ice for all the gas stations and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a gas station. I remember I used to have to shovel ice into bags so I could put it in the ice freezer at the gas station that I worked at.
7-Eleven has some pretty good food.
It depends.
For a gas station.
It depends where.
The new 7-Eleven.
Oh, the big fancy ones?
The new ones.
Not the ones in Compton?
I'm talking post 2014 7-Elevens. Not the ones where you go in and it's old bodega style 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so an interesting fact about 7-Eleven is that it is worldwide, and when they open them in other countries, they usually partner with a firm in those countries. Mm-hmm. And so they'll usually create a separate product line for those places. And in Japan, they're known to have a really wide selection of good food or things that tourists would like. So in Japan, they have really, really good food as well.
Yeah. That's one thing, I think just across the board in a lot of the convenience stores in Japan, I remember There's one called Family Mart.
Yeah.
That one has pretty good food.
Lawson's.
Lawson's is another one for sure, which is kind of weird if you think about it. Like the convenience markets or the convenience stores specific to that country are like in English names.
Yeah.
Like they don't. Even the storefront says Lawson spelled out in English. I don't know. Maybe we should Google this. Where did is Lawson's specifically a Japanese entity?
Yeah, that's a good question. And yeah, the Family Mart one I thought was really weird because I thought maybe Lawson is translated from something, but Family Mart?
Family Mart?
That's
what's going on
weird.
there? What's going on?
Yeah, it's a convenience store franchise chain in Japan. It originated in the United States.
What?
In Ohio.
What?
Yeah.
No shit.
But it exists today as a Japanese company based in Tokyo. That company has its headquarters in Tokyo.
Yo, that's weird.
Yeah,
That's so
it
weird.
started from a dairy owner started a store at his dairy plant in Ohio to sell milk, and it became the Lawson's Milk Company, and then it grew into a chain of stores.
So wait, Family Mart and Lawson's are connected?
No, not Family Mart.
Oh, okay. So we're just talking about Lawson specifically.
Yeah.
Let's bring up Family Mart. It's like, yeah, started in Sheboygan, Idaho. No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so weird because you know what else is also is a Japanese company?
I mean, Sony.
7-Eleven.
Like the headquarters is in.
Yeah, the headquarters is in in Irving, Texas, but it is owned by a
Japanese
company called 7-I, which I think it stands for investments or something like that. Holdings. It's a holdings company, and they own like all the 7-Eleven brands.
Their logo is interesting because like I think the E or the N is the only non-capitalized letter in the logo. Everything else is capitalized. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah. Well, what about the V? Maybe it's not capital V.
It's hard to
think about that?
It's hard to tell. There's no distinction.
So Family Mart is a Japanese convenience store franchise chain, and it's Japan's second largest behind 7-Eleven. So Family Mart, which is kind of interesting because I felt like I saw more Lawson's.
I agree.
But maybe that was just in the areas we were at, and maybe Family Mart is spread out much more in all of Japan.
Yeah.
So it says there's 24,000 stores in Japan. Oh, okay, worldwide, but it's in those like southeast. Well, Japan, Taiwan, China, and then Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. So those kind of like Southeast China, Asian countries.
Yeah.
But this one is actually in Tokyo.
That's so weird, and it's called Family Mart in English. I mean, that just goes to show you how westernized Tokyo is, and a lot of like the big urban areas of Japan.
Yeah, one I was really curious about was Toyota. Toyota is the Japanese car maker, right?
Yes.
Toyota, when you see signs in Japan, it's in English characters.
Yeah.
It's Toyota.
I think Nissan also is a Japanese car company.
Is it?
Yeah, because I remember in Ginza, which is like the higher end district of Tokyo, they had a Nissan. It's almost like a museum, but they had like really old cars out in the lobby you could see from like the sidewalk. But yeah, that's interesting.
So the store that sounds the most English, like Family Mart, Lawson, and 7-Eleven. I feel like Family Mart sounds the most like American brand of or U.S. brand of
Family Dollar.
Yeah, that's the only one that started in Japan.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
You know, famously Lawson's fried chicken, which anybody who goes there should try that. It's like the goat, I think, of the convenience. And famously Anthony Bourdain, in his travels, I think made the comment that there's nothing more heavenly than, you know, a drunken 2 a.m. stop at Lawson's to grab their famous fried chicken.
I don't know this place. It's a fast food.
Lawson's?
Yeah.
Lawson's is like the Family Mart. It's a convenience store.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the
Yeah.
convenience store. I thought this
Yeah.
was separate from. I
No,
thought this
no,
was like
Lawson's
a chicken brand.
Lawson's.
Okay.
When you go in,
Yes.
it's a heated it's a heated, bodega cabinet right near the cash register. You point to which one you want, and they open up the back side of that cabinet, and they grab it. They put it in a little paper bag for you.
So you tried it.
Oh yeah, I had it a few times.
You had it. You were like, remember I told you I went to all the sushi places? I didn't. Boston's Fried Chicken.
If you're thinking I'm not going on vacation and eating every 30, 40 minutes, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah.
And it's not that big. It's like, I don't know. It's the size of like a frozen chicken patty that you'd get in like a grocery store, but it's legit. It tastes pretty good. I could see how if you were really drunk at like how he described it at 2 a.m., you're going to be like, oh my fucking God, this is so good. This is hitting the spot.
Yeah. That's
food, man.
So we went to 7-Eleven quite a bit, and some friends we were with got some fried chicken from the 7-Eleven. Mm-hmm. They fucked up.
They fucked up. Yeah.
Is it the same chicken?
I don't know. Like Family Mart had almost an identical setup,
right?
Where they had like fried chicken, they had a fried fish, some sort of croquette, which is more like a fried food. It was like mostly all fried food, but I tried most of them. They all were pretty good. I mean,
okay.
I honestly I didn't get anything from those places that I was like, gross, this is nasty. Like, if you go to a Quick Stop or a Come and Go or a 7-Eleven here in the United States, like you go to the taquito roller, you're like, how long have those been out there?
Yeah, I know.
That
was the weird thing about being there is I trusted pretty much anything. But yeah. I would never buy, like I almost never go to a gas station in the US and buy one of their pre-packaged foods. Mm-hmm. Unless it's straight from, it's like something that was shipped in and put there.
Yeah. It's so weird because you think of Japan, you think like clean streets and things like that, but and your comment about trusting the food. It's interesting to me because there were a lot of times I experienced a lot of like street food or like smaller restaurants where I was like, I'd see something and I'd be like, that would never fucking fly in the United States. You get shut down immediately by the health department, but yet totally flying, in Japan. Like they don't care.
I was in a really popular, in Kyoto, that market, the really big market.
Yeah. It's sort of like an N.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was there and there was one of those sections of it where you can walk into it and there's a bunch of little food stalls.
Yeah.
And once you get your food, you just stand around. Mm-hmm. And they were doing sake shots at the front. You could pay like $1 or something.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
So you went to there. Yeah. So we're standing at the sake place. We're getting ours. I think we had already gotten it. I can't remember if we took them yet. And a little mouse. It wasn't a rat. It was a little mouse comes out, literally just walks out. There's all these people standing around, and there's this younger girl in front of me, not that young, but she doesn't notice. And I'm pointing to Sarah and our friends. I'm like, hey, look, a mouse. Because I don't know. I didn't get freaked out by it. Yeah. And then the girl turns and screams. She's like, oh my God. And then the lady giving the sake notices, and she's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So there's like this
everywhere.
There's this weird facade I feel like in Japan where it's like everything you can't see probably is disgusting, but they make everything look very beautiful.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad. I actually have a really low rate of food poisoning.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. It's like strange.
But where does it all go, right? They're on this giant island, and there's trash. Like I was going down the street somewhere the other day, and it might have been Denver, and I just noticed that just on the sidewalks near the road, leaves, from fall, dirt, leftover from snow and stuff like that. When I went to Japan, you saw that a little bit, but not really. I'm like, what do they do? How are they picking it all up? What are they doing with it all?
Like street sweepers, probably.
Yeah, they have really efficient ones apparently, because they do that here too.
Yeah,
maybe not enough.
Probably not enough. There's probably maybe they have like a higher budget for that type of thing. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like go to New York City, like the trash. They put the trash out, so it's like everywhere. The trash day is like you see it like lined up on the streets, like all the trash bags and stuff.
It's gross. And then if they fall over and cars run over them, then they get all over the street.
Oh yeah, it's it's definitely a problem. But
Dirty New York people.
dirty
Stop
New
being
York
disgusting.
people.
Not all of you are gross, but some of you are.
Yeah, you nasties, you freaking nasties. Now get out of my fucking way. Yeah. What was the other thing I was gonna say about the Japan thing? Oh, I saw a reel the other day on Instagram. That the population decline is so severe that like a lot of the countryside and a lot of like the younger populations have moved to the big cities, right? Because that's where the jobs are, like high paid jobs are at.
It's like
Rather.
Italy. Italy has a similar problem.
Similar problem where, yeah, the countryside property and homes are going for like under $1,000, where you can just buy. And yes, I did see Italy is having a similar problem. So if like you wanted to be a owner and like retire somewhere in the countryside of Japan, like you could do it really cheap.
Yeah, I once asked, because I have a bunch of Italian coworkers, and I once asked one of them, because I used to see this started. I feel like I started seeing this maybe like 7 years ago or something.
I did too.
Where it was like, get a home, a beautiful home in this Italian countryside for €1. Remember seeing those? And I was like, okay, scam, right?
Not a scam.
Yeah. So I finally got the chance to ask him about it. I was like, come on, you got to tell me, is this real? Can I really just go buy a house for €1?
Yeah.
And apparently it is, but there's contingencies. So you have to spend a certain amount per year on like improving the home, for instance. You have to spend a certain amount on that. And then it's usually you have to spend a certain amount in the economy, like in the local economy each year.
Yeah, I think there's similar stipulations. I know one of them in Japan is that it has to be your primary residence. So you couldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to buy like 10 properties for under
really have to
$1,000
retire
and then
there.
rent them out or something. You actually have to live there and show proof that you live there.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can have a kid and have them live there. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, you're an orphan and you are Japanese. You live here now.
Well, then you just have to put it in their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't own it technically.
Yeah. You know, before they turn 18, you take it back.
I think you have to be over a certain age, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, they
property.
could just be like, oh, we're here to check to make sure that, you know, your mom is or your dad is here, and the little kid is like, oh, he's out today, and then
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, I wonder if you could put it in like a trust or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
But then the whole like claiming primary residence doesn't really, you can't really.
I
do
feel
that.
like this is the solution for the LA homeless problem.
Oh, ship them out to Japan.
Yeah. Don't you think it would be cheaper to pay $1,000 to buy them a home in Japan?
Yeah. And then there's Japan's problem.
Yeah.
I mean, Japan has homeless issues in some places.
Yeah,
Not
but
as severe as
I read
LA.
that their homeless percentage of people who are homeless in Japan is 0%. It's like
whatever.
It's like 3,000 people or something.
It's like when you look at a back of a label on something and it says 0% sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
But there still can be sugar in it.
I Googled it. I Googled why. And first off, I did see a few homeless people in Japan.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
But it was really uncommon. And like we just went to Phoenix on Monday and came back, and we had to stop at a gas station. And
In
oh
Phoenix
my God,
or in Denver?
in Phoenix.
Yeah.
On the way back, because we rented a car. We were heading back to the airport, and I was like, okay, I need to hit a gas station. There's not that many right around the airport. So I pull into one, and oh my God, it was overrun. Like it was
Really?
literally, they were all around the pumps.
What are they doing? Just chilling?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like a, like a meetup, like when fans of something
Sure.
do a meetup.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
a
Like a meet and
homeless
greet.
meetup. It was crazy.
Wow.
And I pulled in and pulled down immediately because they looked really scary too. It wasn't like docile looking homeless people. And so then I went like, and you know what's crazy? It was like a Circle K or something, and it looked completely normal. It looked pretty nice actually. And across the street was a DoubleTree.
Yeah.
Hilton DoubleTree. And then so I went a few miles down the road and went to another one, and there was still just tons of homeless people around. It wasn't bad like that, but I had to get gas. So I got out and got gas and hopped back in. But
Well, you got to think like, first off, it sucks for those business owners
yeah,
because they obviously didn't ask for this. It's ruining their business. Case in point, you pulled in, you pulled out, didn't buy anything. But you think about it, the reason why they probably are hanging around there is that's probably the easiest access to food. Because if you think about it, gas station food's very cheap relative to, like, you know, if you went to Walmart and bought something, right? But they're in urban areas. There, you know, you can get alcohol there, you can get cigarettes there. You know, vices that, you know, homeless people probably cling to it in certain times. But yeah, you can get really cheap food there. So I'm sure they just hang around there, and like whenever they need a snack or whatever, they can go. But you think if there's like 12 of them, they could probably bum rush the store.
There's probably more than that.
You
honestly.
think?
Like maybe like
no
20.
shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's probably like at a smaller encampment or something.
Yeah, it might have been like right around the corner or something that I just couldn't see. But yeah, there were a bunch around the pumps. There were a bunch, like I wouldn't have been able to walk into the store without being very, very close to a bunch of them. And then there were a bunch like kind of going around the corner.
Wow.
So it was super weird because the area didn't seem bad. Like it didn't seem like an area that because like when you think about homeless populations, like you said, the businesses can't really survive because people don't feel comfortable. Because like I've been yelled at multiple times by homeless people. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of them have mental illness, and you're kind of afraid of them, and so people don't want to be around that because it's a fear for your life. Yeah, and so it was like all these places open, and then just like all these homeless people. It was super weird. But back to Japan, I read that there's you don't see a lot of homeless people, and I was like, people become homeless. Like it's not just a thing in the U.S. that people can have mental illness or are lazy or whatever. That has to be worldwide, and in fact, it is. But it's very shameful to be homeless, and so a lot of the homeless will hide. Yeah, and it's like better to like hide and starve to death, I guess, than to show people that you are homeless.
Yeah, I think it was like somebody said it best. I think it was some guy who was from Egypt, and I was listening to him on a podcast, and he was like, "There's 3 like professions that you can become like that's acceptable in Egypt. It's like either a doctor, an engineer, or a disgrace." And I think that, you know, obviously that's like tongue in cheek, and there's plenty of other noble professions, but I think that's like there's a sentiment there that it is very like prominent and like very strong, and it's not just like Egypt, it's like all those other countries, like India or Japan.
Meaning what? Like what?
Meaning like there's high expectations for you to succeed.
Oh, okay.
That are kind of handed to you by your parents or your family in general. That isn't very like noticeable, or it isn't a known thing to be in America. America is like you're very there's like a culture of like independence, kind of like you can do whatever you want. You know, there's a bit of nepotism in America that's very prominent. So like your parents are wealthy, it's like probably don't have, you know, the same kind of expectations. But
there's a thing too with that I think in a lot of other countries, there's an expectation that you'll take care of your parents when they retire. Yeah. Whereas I think in the U.S., a lot of people do take care of their parents, but I don't think there is an expectation for that.
Yeah, it's starting to, like, you know, people talk about this all the time in America. There's like the nucleus family is like starting to like degrade a little bit. You know, less people are getting married, less people are having kids. So there isn't that household anymore that supports that type of system because like Janie's family, like that's when she grew up, she was basically raised by her grandma, and her parents, or her mom rather, was the one that went out and worked, you know, single mom, you know, type of lifestyle. And yeah, she like spent most of her upbringing at her grandparents' house, and everything happened in that house. Like, holidays were at grandma's, so it's like in certain cultures that's more important, and that's instilled in the kids when they grow up, and so it's like carries on and on. And yeah, I think the typical American family doesn't hold those values as high as like Latin Americans or Latin America.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about. And it's an observation that I think can be proven in a lot of cases.
Right.
But yeah, Japan cool, America not cool.
Yeah.
No, America cool.
No, America's cool. It's just there's a lot of shitty people.
Yeah.
I think it's more like our culture is less socially pressured, I think. Like I think there in Japan there's a lot of things, like I was saying, the homeless thing, or like not talking loudly on your phone in the train, right? In the US, that's still annoying, but people just do it, because they don't care if you're annoyed about it, and it's socially accepted among people that's just a thing that you'll deal with. It might annoy you, but people are going to do it. I think in Japan, like, people won't do that. They just won't do it.
There's a higher level of respect for others, than there is, I think, in America.
Like leaving your trash places. Like a lot of people just litter, or they don't respect things. Like if they drop something, they're like most likely not going to just pick it up because they don't really care that much. Yeah,
there's also, I think there's a higher rate of consumerism in America than there is in other countries. I think that's what makes America so prosperous if you wanted to start your own business too.
Yeah.
Because there's more consumption in general, Yeah,
that and our like tax laws around starting businesses, I think, is favorable to make it a consumer society, I guess, because it's easy to start business, kind of easier, I guess, than in other countries, and then people have more money and they consume more because there's more businesses and all that good stuff. So America's great.
America's good. America makes the best shit. We do make the best shit.
Yeah, except toilets. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Not the best toilets.
Yeah, the toilets
better than some places that I've been, like Guatemala. Not good toilets.
Not good toilets.
Yeah. U.S. Here's the scale: Guatemala, U.S., Japan.
Japan knows how to do the toilet thing. Yeah, it's so true. All the public restrooms are pretty clean. They're all bidets, warm seats.
If you go to places in Europe, you'll get a bidet as well, but they do this stupid thing where they make it separate. Now you got to have basically two toilets. One to put your poo into and your pee, and one to hold your butt over so that you can clean it out.
It's kind of a wasteful thing if you think about it.
It is super wasteful.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, car sales are down. Speaking of consumerism, car sales are down.
Okay.
And you can get a Tesla right now really cheap because Hertz is like trying to get rid of a lot of their fleet of Teslas. I think they ordered like 200,000 Teslas like right after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And now you can get them like super cheap.
They made a huge bet on it. They had the ad with Tom Brady. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
it didn't pan out. Sometimes you got to make big leaps and risks in the business world. And most times they don't pan out the way you thought they would.
That's the thing I have started to realize at some point, because I've always been like, oh yeah, CEOs, they make tons of way more money than C-level people make way more money than anyone else in the company, and like they deserve it because they're running a whole company. And then like as I got older, I started to realize that a lot of the people kind of just got there, and they're not actually that good at making decisions.
Yeah,
There are some like big companies like Tim Cook, arguably for what he's done for Apple since Steve Jobs has been really good.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos building Amazon, Elon Musk for Tesla, and so on.
Yeah.
Like those people, yeah. But a lot of companies, like look at Boeing, right? The CEO of Boeing.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's been there, but so maybe it was the CEO before him. I can't talk badly about him per se, but shitty company now.
Yeah.
They really fucked it up.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
And to me, that person literally deserves no money.
I would still argue that there's a lack of equality though in the pay between like even Tim Cook and the rest of the team. Like
Sure.
You know, like there's only so much energy and time to put in that is a little bit like the Reddit CEO was making over $100 million a year, and like I think they like recorded a loss of like $90 million last year. You know, so it's like
there's that, and also I mean you can look at Reddit and be like, wow, look what Reddit did. It became really, really popular.
Yeah,
and I think Reddit was like. They kind of did something. I mean, there's always been kind of like web forums and stuff, but they kind of did it a little bit differently. And I think like stole that market. And it's not necessarily because of the CEO.
No, he's a new CEO too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the last couple of years. Yeah, I think it's strange. I don't know. And I think like. I don't know I wonder what Elon gets in his salary from Tesla, if he even has a salary.
Yeah, I think it's really low.
Yeah. But he has like, he operates in a way where he has equity and he leverages equity instead of salary.
Yeah.
Right?
There's something that, aside from just it looking good, right? Like a lot of those, like I think Mark Zuckerberg did something like that too, where his salary was like $1 or something, you know? But there's something about that is really advantageous. I can't remember what it is that a lot of them will do because they'll just make the money, even more money through stock. Like, they could pay themselves $10 million a year or something.
It's probably like they're trying to save money on taxes probably.
Yeah, I think it is something with taxes.
Yeah. You pay capital gains tax, right? Not unless you sell.
Yeah, some of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always, they have different ways of getting around that. But let's see. Elon Musk's salary. Elon Musk says he's increasing salaries for Tesla engineers. Oh,
that's good. He just made the decision to give everybody a free month of full self-driving.
Oh yeah.
So I've been my car has been driving me to work.
Oh, you've been using it?
I've been using it, yeah.
Yeah. What's the full self-driving versus what you had before?
So full self-driving is like I can pull out of my driveway, click it on, and it will navigate all the way to the front door of my office.
Okay, and what was it that
the other one was just like lane assist with like adaptive cruise control,
like what most other cars
have, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except it's like a little bit better than most other cars.
So it won't change lanes and stuff. Gotcha.
It will now, like the full self-driving.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you trusted it?
Yeah. It's pretty good, but like, it's funny. Most people that I've told this about, like, there's like a weird negative reaction to it. Like, if you told me 10 years ago that there was self-driving, my first reaction would be like, "That's fucking awesome." Now you say it, and they're like, what's the insurance company have to say about that? Or like, aren't you like?
That's a good question.
You know, actually. Like, yeah, exactly. Or like, there's like this like salty reaction to it. Like, every single person I've talked to, none of them were like, "Oh, how cool is that?" They're all like, "It's fucking stupid."
I think it's because it's
okay.
I think it's because it's been around a while. I don't know about it's stupid. I think it's still fascinating.
Yeah.
But I think it's because it's been around a while, and I think now that it's because people don't trust it because they've seen the videos of it doing the wrong thing. And so when you talk about oh, 20 years ago or 10 years ago, if you had told someone you'd have this, they would be like, oh, that's cool, because what they're envisioning is the thing that they're trusting and it works and every car has it and all that. But if it's just like, oh, the one brand of car that does it and it's not perfect, then they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, I think that's when the sentiment goes negative.
Yeah, I guess you just have to try it to like fully understand what it is, because if your expectation is like you're just gonna click and then go to sleep and then like, you know, X amount of time later you're at your, you know, your destination, that's just not it. You're thinking of something very more dystopian and futuristic.
Yeah, I think that's what the people envision when you're telling them 10 years ago.
Yeah, like and when you like, for instance, when they like communicate, you can tell like it's been lawyerified, but it's like full self-driving. Which, like, when you say that, it's not like full self-driving, like you don't need to be involved in it. It's just like there's a like non-full self-driving and then a full self-driving. So it's like the full capability of self-driving.
Yeah.
Of the platform.
So when you sue them because you got into an accident, they're like, you were the self. You were supposed to be driving.
Well, it says full self-driving in parentheses after that, supervised. So you still have to be like hands on the wheel, attentive to the road, like in the like rules of it.
So they could have called it supervised driving, but that doesn't sound cool.
Yeah, they probably did a poor job at marketing it, although they haven't really marketed it they haven't marketed it at all, really. Like you don't see Tesla advertisements with like some guy just leaning with his feet on the dash and, you know, hands behind his back and it's driving him.
All right.
In fact, I think they've been kind of careful about that.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tesla ad.
They don't really advertise, I don't think. But it's a little creepy. It's a little like you turn it on and it makes all the turns for you. It's you know, doing lane changes based on the speed of traffic for you. Yeah, it's a little unnerving, giving it like, you know, the agency to take you somewhere. And yeah, I've noticed there's some like pitfalls to it. Like you do need to like obviously still be aware. Like the other day I had to take control because some asshole like cut me off and the car freaked out. It was like, you know, turns the little like alarm on, like beep 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 beep, take control immediately type of thing, and then it like hits the brakes, right? I noticed like it doesn't do double turn lanes very well, you know, like if there's no cars next to it and there's two turning lanes, you're turning left and you're in the far out lane, and there's nobody next to you, it will actually like take the middle of both lanes as it's turning.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why it does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that seems like a basic thing that it should have down to me.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why, and quite honestly, I haven't like done enough
maybe that's a
experience with it, where like I've done tons of double tank. It's like I go the same route to work every day, and it's like that turn. It does that, and there's never somebody next to me.
So there's no paint on that turn. That's why.
Could be that there's no like little dot.
So if there was a car next to it, it would just know to not stay.
Yeah, it wouldn't like run into the car. Right. Like it's definitely not going to do that. Yeah, it's weird. It's also like it's kind of funny because it does like mimic humans like behavior pretty well. Like I noticed if it wants to turn into a lane and there's like enough room and it starts like it'll be like it'll think about it and then it'll like never mind. Like if the car gets a little too close in the next lane over, and you know I was like I probably would have done that, you know. So yeah. Like it's got like that nailed down pretty well.
Have you pulled it through a busy through not an intersection, but you know sometimes when you got to turn to take a left turn and there's no light, and there's just lots of cars coming, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, there's never going to be a break. And sometimes you got to, take those a little tighter than you normally would feel comfortable. Have you taken it through something like that?
Yeah.
And did you trust it going through that?
Yeah, because it goes really, really fucking fast. Like the car can go to 0 to 60
so you
in
can
like
get to
no
it
time
quickly.
at all. Yeah, so I've seen.
Did it do anything risky, or you
No.
felt fine the whole time?
No, because like and in that instance, I was going, I think, to get like lunch or something, and there was cars coming. It was trying to turn left, and it like went up like it was going to turn, and then a car like sped up, and then it stopped. So it was like, I'm gonna go, and no, I'm not. Yeah, like, and if you're trying to go somewhere really quickly, like if that's not the mode for you, because it's gonna be like a casual ride. There are settings in it, like you can set
risk mode.
Yeah, you can set it like be more aggressive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When like if it's following behind somebody, like the aggressive mode will get a little bit closer and the comfort mode will keep you like.
So it has nothing to do with safety, probably. It's just how you feel. It's like
probably.
You know what I mean? Because why would they allow you to make it less safe? That wouldn't make sense. So it's probably more of a like. You want it to feel less aggressive because you feel better that you're further behind a car or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Something I've noticed with some Teslas recently is super annoying. Why do their brake lights come on randomly while they're driving?
Because when you lift your foot off the accelerator, if you have regenerative braking on, it'll start braking.
Yeah, okay.
And without actually hitting the brakes.
Do you ever actually use that except for like in the mountains?
I always use it.
You always
use it. In fact, I rarely ever use my brake pedal.
Gotcha.
And so it's just a level of pushing down the accelerator. Like I can get it to where it will coast on the accelerator. It's just I'm barely tapping.
Okay, so the people who that's happening to, they're just bad at getting the accelerator to a level.
Probably, yeah. Because as soon as you lift your foot off the accelerator,
it's so annoying,
and
I didn't notice it until like 3 months ago, probably. I was driving behind one, and it kept brake lights kept coming on. So I'm thinking the car's stopping. So then I would brake too. And then it kept doing, and then I noticed, I was like, fuck this. And I went around the car because that was annoying. And then literally, I noticed it a few more times. And then I think it was the other night I was coming home and the same thing. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these cars? Why do they randomly brake?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Right, so it's the people. They need to learn
yeah,
how to do
it's
it better.
Because
I never noticed that. Like I've driven behind you before. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah. Because I'm,
pro, expert level.
I'm a pro, dude.
Yeah.
No,
so the people are just bad.
Bad. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I need to get a sign in my car, like a bumper sticker that says, "Stop letting off the accelerator."
Yeah, it's interesting. It's also pretty impressive. Like the full self-driving, to go back to that, it's pretty impressive. The visualization on the screen is much different than if you don't have it enabled. And
it's more
now
enhanced?
I understand why they have such a beefy GPU in the car. It is it's visualizing the world pretty and like all around you, like 100, 200 feet away.
So it doesn't normally do all the visualizing when you don't have it?
No.
It's doing like the basic, there's a car next to you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not telling you that there's a person like 100 feet in front of you.
Like it will pick up everything the camera can see. And then like display it on the screen for you. Like it's a clay model mode, or visualize there.
Yeah.
I think the more I've used the self-driving, the more I realize I like having the control of the car, So at first I was using it like all the time because I wanted to like test it out, like wanted to see how good it is. And I have to say, I am way more impressed than I thought it was going to be. Like I didn't really have much of an expectation going into it other than what I've heard people talk about it, which had like nobody ever really praises how good it is. It's always bad press. In fact, I think most Tesla press is negative these days. I think people don't like Elon anymore. They associate, obviously he's the CEO still.
Plus, electric car press has gotten negative.
It's gotten a lot
this
of
year so far.
pessimistic.
Yeah.
I think there just isn't, there's like zero grace for Tesla or any of like Elon's companies right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not however you feel about Elon, take him out. There's just there's no good press about it. So I think that sentiment carried a little bit in my expectations coming into it. I gotta say, really impressed. It's far better than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, there's still a long ways to go for like full like unattended self-driving. But like, goddamn, it's really fucking impressive. And I don't know if I wouldn't pay $12,000 for it. I think it's like also they offer it for $200 a month if you want to use it. Ooh. Yeah, and so I think in his memo to like the team, in deciding to give everybody a free month I think he was saying that a lot of people don't realize how good it is, and so by allowing people to test it out, hopefully there's like a better
like
understanding. Yeah, a better understanding of like exactly how far they've come. And I gotta say, like, you love Elon or hate him, love Tesla or not. Like you gotta give it to them. They've done a very, very impressive thing that nobody else has even come close to doing.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how long until it's like a standard thing in cars, and when I think that's when it actually becomes useful. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know they have like the robo taxis. Mm-hmm. I think some of them are even unattended nowadays, depending on in the city. Some of the cities have those.
San Francisco, I think Vegas also has some.
Yeah. So the like, okay, if I'm going to get a taxi, like at this point in time, I would only want a robo taxi if it's cheaper.
Sure.
So if it makes it cheaper, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then I see no real. In fact, it's probably a negative because it takes a job away.
Yeah, it definitely will. I think that's the one thing people are, especially my criticism into like the AI space and like the tech space. Like, I don't know, the leaders in that industry who I've listened to on podcasts are like trying to suppress. And you can see it. They're trying to suppress the notion that this is going to remove a lot of jobs. I think everybody in every industry is quietly freaking out, and the leaders of these technologies are trying to quiet and suppress the voices. It's inevitable. I think we've said it many times on this podcast. Your job is at risk. My job's at risk. Your job's at risk. Everybody who's listening to this podcast, your job's at risk in the next 10 years. It's probably going to go away.
Yeah, and that's like, some jobs will will go away sooner. So I know a lot of like support centers, things like that. Mm-hmm. Some of those have completely replaced people with AI. Yeah, and so like those jobs will go by quicker, filing papers, things like that. But it's everyone. Like it's not like the car industry, like robots for factories. If you were a factory worker, when robots were coming around, like if you weren't in the manufacturing industry, then you were fine. But now this is everyone.
Everybody.
It's different when there's a technology that can do what anyone else can do. Yeah. So we can all be afraid about it, but we all have to come up with a solution. It's not just you. It's not just.
Not only is, even if you think your job is secure, your wages aren't, because your company is not going to be investing in higher wages. It's going to be investing in the technology that replaces you or makes your job more efficient. Yeah. Because that's going to cost money.
Yeah. And if you're in a union, then you're probably good for a while. A lot of the unions, I think, have gotten contracts to
until until the company, the clients and customers that support those unionized businesses go somewhere else because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that might be the case, but it probably is industry to industry. Like construction workers, and no offense against construction workers, I'm sure there's a lot of very skilled ones, but also there's a lot of people can be a construction worker. You know what I mean? Like that is a job that could be easily replaced. A nurse or a doctor, like you got to go to school and spend years training. So, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I tend to think the construction worker jobs probably will be the last to be replaced.
Yeah, it depends.
The project managers of the construction workers, maybe not. Those probably will be replaced first.
Yeah, probably not for a while.
Not for a while.
I could see it, though.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I mean, that's not for a while. And at the same time, we've said it's not for a while that construction worker would be replaced.
Yeah.
Because I think back to Elon Musk, he talked about once the like how they have to think about when they're building their factories, whether a human or a robot should build something, because some of the robots aren't at a stage where they are cheaper than a person because they're too complex.
Right.
They're too expensive to maintain. If you have to have someone maintain the robot and pay that person, then it was probably cheaper to just pay low-skilled people to do that job.
Yeah, exactly.
So
especially if it's a super, super specialized robot.
Right. That's what he was talking about. So if we have super specialized robots by the time that AI becomes capable enough, then maybe they'll all just be replaced at the same time.
Yeah.
But truck drivers, we have a shortage of truck drivers, but nobody wants to become a truck driver because truck driving is going to be replaced by self-driving.
I know. I think there's probably going to be a lot more people wanting to do the jobs that nobody wanted to do before.
Because they need money.
Yeah, because there's no jobs to be had right now. I don't know if you noticed that. Not a lot of jobs.
Yeah, there's jobs. There's jobs around.
I know several people who don't have jobs because they can't get jobs.
Yeah, like skilled jobs.
Like, I have a general college degree. I'm just trying to do something.
Okay, yeah.
Unspecialized.
I mean, that's kind of been a problem for a while, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean...
It wasn't during, like, the pandemic when people were talking about, like, the Great Resignation era. People were just, like, resigning.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a recruiter, really tough to fill, sorry, not fill a job, to get jobs to fill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't been looking for a job, so maybe
you wouldn't know.
Not seeing it.
But yeah, I think that's a problem. I think it's only going to get worse the next decade.
Yeah.
Plus.
Or maybe it'll get better. I mean, the numbers that came out for the workforce numbers were really good.
Yeah. I think we'll see. We'll see what AI does in the next 5 years. I think that'll, it'll be interesting.
And the Federal Reserve will save us.
Consumer price index went up like 3% in March. I think not good.
Well, the pineapple juice did get expensive.
Not good. Very bad.
Very bad.
Very bad for people. People are buying things for much more money than they were.
You ever had grilled shrimp?
No. What is what? Is this back to the fucking chickens again?
Don't you hate when you go to a taco restaurant and you order the little tacos, the craft tacos they have nowadays? You order like a grilled shrimp, cod, whatever, the barbacoa thing.
Yeah.
And it comes out and it's flooded in aioli sauce.
I don't know if I experienced that.
Sucks. Got way too much purple cabbage on it. So much so that you're putting it into your mouth and a piece of the purple cabbage gets stuck into your throat and all of a sudden you're choking. Next thing you know, you're on the ground. There's throw up all over your body.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know how you got there, but you just remembered red cabbage.
That happened to me last week, actually.
Yeah, me too, on Monday.
It happened to you on
No,
Monday?
not the whole situation, but too much aioli and
Too much aioli
purple cabbage.
and purple cabbage.
Yeah.
Purple cabbage, that's interesting. You don't see that often in like the grocery store. Can you go to like a grocery store and get red cabbage?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
I don't go grocery shopping enough, I guess.
I think you don't buy vegetables.
I do. I do buy vegetables, but I buy the normal ones.
Oh, okay. Like
nobody's going to the fucking grocery store and buying tons of red cabbage. Sorry, I don't buy it. Cabbage is kind of like a fucking filler. It's a filler. It's like
it pissed me off. I had to
filler,
pull a bunch of it off, and I still choked on it.
Probably has like little to no nutritional value. It's like one of those things, right?
We're gonna have to Google this because you're trashing cabbage right now.
am.
Not that I like
I'm
cabbage.
anti-cabbage, man. I'm not about it. I don't love the idea of cabbage in general. I think it's stupid, and it's in coleslaw. And I fucking hate coleslaw. Who likes coleslaw? If you like coleslaw, you're a garbage human being. Just calling it out. It's cabbage with mayonnaise. Spoiler alert. And that's gross.
All right. So, despite being low in calories, purple cabbage contains an impressive amount of nutrients.
Fuck.
1 cup of chopped raw purple cabbage, which, by the way, that's way too much cabbage to eat in one go.
Exactly.
Just saying.
They
contains 28 grams, or 28 calories, 1 gram of protein, 7 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 58% of your daily value of vitamin C, 28% of your daily vitamin of K, 11 of B6, 6 of A, 5 potassium, 5 of other stuff.
So it's got vitamins. That's good.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
It's a lot of cabbage.
It also has powerful plant compounds.
Damn. I heard that AG1 stuff is kind of bullshit. Did you hear that?
I did not. They came out?
Came out. Turns out you just shit it all out.
Good thing I didn't advertise it.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
AG1 now available at theluckyduck.com.
Yeah, use promo code @theluckyduck. So why is it bad?
It doesn't add.
It's not.
It doesn't exactly do what it claims to do.
Okay.
Or the hype around it falls flat.
Now, let me ask you: was this reported by Alex Jones?
The frogs make everything gay. That's not what he said, but no. But you know what?
Huh?
I do want to make can I make a special announcement?
About him? Is he going to be on the podcast?
No, not about him. Oh. About the show and about the exciting new product that we have for you. In fact, it's a personal product. I am selling my own 2-in-1 shampoo, especially endorsed by me. I want to it's this great new product. I use it every day.
Does it have Nair in it?
No, it doesn't have Nair in it. Okay. I use it every day, and you should too, because it has tons of great shampoo stuff in it. I'm also selling I have a book. I have a book out, and it's How to Become a Millionaire at 25. And full disclosure, I'm not a billionaire. I have not made $1 billion, but you should trust me and buy my book because I will tell you how to do it.
Sounds similar to your shampoo product.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you looked in the mirror recently.
Hold on now. Okay. Hold on now. Because we have a third product that we're offering.
Better not be a fucking Bible.
Some of you may or may not know that the At the Lucky Duck podcast has gotten in a little bit of a legal issue for saying some things we probably shouldn't have said, and the legal bills are adding up. So to continue to support our livelihood and pay the lawyers, we are now selling the At the Lucky Duck Bible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Chase has so many Bibles in his house.
Dude, I bought a bunch. I bought a bunch of Bibles from Trump, and now am revamping it and reselling it as the At the Lucky Duck Bible. And if you pre-order them now, I will throw in an extra testament at the end. There's normally 2 testaments in the Bible. I will throw in a 3rd testament for free. And we've entitled this testament the Testament 2, the New Testament 2, Back for Blood. And it will come with the other 2 testaments if you order now 2 payments of $59.99.
And we replaced the Constitution in Trump's Bible with the cocktail menu from the
from is that what was in that? I gotta say we did do some updates to it further than what I'm talking about, because we know Gen Z, they have their way of doing things. So instead of where it says God, it's just gonna say Daddy. Instead, yeah,
that's good, Daddy.
Right. Yeah. And when it says him, capital HIM, it's they, them, because, God's non-binary.
Right.
You can't just assume his gender. That's fucking rude.
Has anybody actually talked to him before?
It's fucking rude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In addition, Jesus is now J-Dog. He's cool. All right. He knows how to hang.
Okay.
He plays Fortnite. Okay. All right. The blood of Christ is now Jungle Juice or hang with me, Juice Box.
What's the box?
Like Juice
Like
Box?
Juice Box?
Juice Box, because he's Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
But only in the First Testament.
Yeah, well,
Right?
he's Jewish in the Second Testament too, okay?
Okay. I mean, his son was Christian, so...
He had a son?
Jesus.
I thought you were talking about Jesus had a son. In the Third Testament, you will find out that he has a son.
Jesus does?
Yeah. All right. The body of Christ. Hang with me, because we have to also have a plant-based alternative.
Isn't God also Jesus?
They're all one. They're all one.
The dove.
Yeah.
The dove is one.
The Holy Spirit.
Okay. So the body of Christ.
Body of Christ is now beyond Christ. Okay.
Oh.
Because we gotta have the plant-based alternatives. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You following me?
I think they already turned it into a wafer. So it was already
it's a vanilla wafer.
But in the Bible, I get the drift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna eat meat.
Listen. Here at the Lucky Duck podcast, we're cool. We can hang with you Gen Zers. All right, we have a Bible that speaks your language, and again, like if you buy it now, if you go to our Instagram and you pre-order the Bible, we will throw in not only a Third Testament, but Myles will spit in the middle of the Bible and close it up, so you can have a little bit of like us with the Bible.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm rizzed.
He's rizzed, dog.
Yeah. What else do they say?
I don't know. The kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spitting. I'm simping for Christ.
Yeah, I'm simping.
We're simping for Christ here at the Lucky Duck podcast.
What does that mean? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we're simping. And I'm going to spit in the middle of it. Please no DNA tests, okay?
Yeah.
I will say that you might be surprised.
You might
I'm Australian.
You might be surprised.
And Japanese.
Yeah, no, it's but for real, we're not selling Bibles. I don't have a shampoo. I don't know how to make you $1 billion before you're 25. It's all satire.
Doesn't The Rock have shampoo?
Yeah, that's where I got this. I mean, this is obvious satire, guys. I mean, The Rock. I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but on 2 podcasts before this one, where we had Logan on, I went on a lengthy rant about how I feel like The Rock Johnson is a bit soulless in his approach to how he carries himself and who he associates. Like, do you remember that conversation? And then literally 3 weeks later, the guy has the audacity to come out with a fucking shampoo line. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm looking at the camera here. Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Or
The Rock has a shampoo line? How gutless, how soulless do you have to be to personally put your name on a shampoo when you're a bald guy?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Honestly.
That's all I had to say. The Rock, fuck off. I don't trust anything you have to say anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't before, obviously. Go back 2 episodes ago and listen to my rant. This just proves my fucking point.
When you run for president, we're not voting for you.
Not doing it.
Okay, who do you hate more, Mr. Beast or The Rock?
The Rock at this point.
both
I don't
have
hate
fake
anybody.
names.
I gotta say,
Don't listen to him, guys.
I don't
he hates
hate
people.
anybody. I don't hate The Rock. I don't. I just have a. I just have a. I'm just disappointed. Right. That's the most powerful thing you can say.
Yeah.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
Because Chase, when he was younger, he was the most into WWE that I ever known somebody to be into. And The Rock was his idol, okay? Second was John Cena, but The Rock, number one. Yeah, exactly. He loved this guy. When he started making movies, when he started acting, Chase was obsessed. He was like, he's the best actor I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This guy needs to be president.
Yeah.
Then he comes out with a shampoo brand and suddenly Chase hates him.
Yeah.
So
a lot of you guys know me to be bald. It's a choice, okay?
Yeah.
I can actually grow out lengthy golden locks.
you wanted to look like The Rock.
But I wanted to look like The Rock.
Yeah.
And now you let me down.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah. Johnson. Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne's.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
He's a guy that just wants to do it all. Greedy fuck.
Yeah. He wants to do it all.
You greedy fuck.
He's got all the power. He said the other day, he's like, "Oh, I'm not endorsing Biden again this year because I hurt my fans' feelings."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay.
You know what? Good for
I'm sure
you,
you
bud.
really care that much about that.
No, he does. You know why? Because I'm sure his
Because
ticket
he makes
sales
less
went
money.
down.
Yeah, right. For sure.
It's all about money, folks. You can see right through.
Dwayne,
That's
you
just
have
disappointing.
enough.
That's just disappointing.
He has enough.
Yeah, I'm just like, really? You had to do the shampoo thing? Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Guys, that would be like if we
You have no
did.
soul.
That would be like if we did a Goldschlager ad. Okay,
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
never do that.
Yeah, we would never do that. Can we do that?
No,
Damn it.
we don't have.
I'll take anybody's money.
Uh,
At what point do you draw the line? Right? Where you're like, listen, that's a lot of money, but also like have some integrity. Right?
It's really weird. I mean, I can't imagine he got paid that much. It's his own shampoo brand.
His face is on it, basically. It was like, I think the advertisement was like, if I had hair, it would love this shampoo.
What?
Which is like says nothing. Like says nothing, like listen, if my toes had hair, they'd be using this shampoo every fucking day.
You know what? Maybe it is his toe hair. Maybe he has arm hair, and he uses the shampoo on that. He's like, see how good my arm hair is?
The guy doesn't have arm hair.
He shaves it, right?
Probably.
Makes him look more muscular.
Yeah. Have you seen? I mean, everybody's seen the guy topless, right? He's a
I
hairless
watched
cat.
the new
He's a
Baywatch.
hairless cat. Was he on Baywatch?
I
He
think
probably
so.
was.
I think he was.
Probably was. He did that stupid fucking superhero movie because, everybody in Hollywood wants to take a check from a superhero movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he's no different, obviously.
Yeah, here he is. He's not shirtless, though.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, there is a scene where he's shirtless.
Oh, Baywatch, yeah.
There he is, and
Yeah.
then this is a good one. Right next to this little kid with a belly. All right, do we see hair on there? If he does, it's the same color as his body, so you can't see it.
I wish I was good enough friends with The Rock to actually hear what he really thinks, and what he has to
About
really
shampoo
say.
or
About just anything, He's led an incredible life.
Yeah.
Tell me what you really think.
What do you really think? He probably. Yeah, I thought it was interesting too, especially because he had been in some movies where I thought he was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of he plays a more like cheesy character, I feel like, in movies, right? I feel like
Sometimes.
he's not typically in like a very serious movie. It's more a bit more comedic. I don't know all his movies though, so
Yeah, it's like half comedies, half action movies.
yeah.
Jumanji, right? Central Intelligence, the movies, all the movies he's been in with Kevin Hart are comedies. Then you have like Fast and the Furious. You have the superhero movie. He played a serious character in that.
Okay, that was a serious movie.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, like there were some comedic relief, but his character, was more or less like a very stoic, superhero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm done with you.
Yeah, we're done
with you.
We're not giving you any
Rock.
more time of the day.
Anyway,
Guess we'll just have to talk.
you know what I had the other day?
What? Church's Chicken?
Subway.
Oh my god, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Guess what I had?
You're an animal.
Guess what I had?
Ooh, let me guess. Was it the meatball?
Yes,
sub?
it was, baby.
And it was horrible, wasn't it?
That was so good.
It wasn't good.
It was so
Ew,
good.
you nasty.
Dude, there's something about nostalgic foods that just like really fucking just like hits your G spot, Like
you know what? That was inappropriate, first off. And second, Subway is fucking gross.
No, it's not. I mean, yes, it is, but also like is
Although
good.
I would consider getting their new churros.
They have churros?
Yeah, they have like
Really?
they're really long.
Oh shit! I did not see that when I went
What?
last week. I did not see the churros. I did get one of those raspberry cheesecake cookies. Because if you make it a meal, you can get like
Still
a chips and a
sell
drink, or
those?
like the two cookies and a drink. I went with the 2 cookies and a drink. Pretty good.
Yeah, look
Pretty
at
good.
this.
All right.
We got churros.
Oh, damn, they
these
do have
pretzel
churros.
things and these really long cookies, which I'm like, who's ordering this?
Yeah.
No one's
would.
like, I need a foot long cookie.
Yo, I was working really hard that last week. I was like, I need something. I'm starving. I saw the Subway sign. I was like, I'm desperate. And then I thought to myself, I could get a meatball marinara. I did. I was not disappointed. I probably was disappointed like halfway through. Because it's like
Because you were almost done.
it's like with any like most bad fast food that's like nostalgic. Like for me, like McDonald's is also very nostalgic because we grew up eating it. And like the first couple bites of the fries and like the cheeseburger, you're like, oh, this tastes like childhood. And then like that immediately like fades away. And you're like, oh, this is so gross.
And you kind of wish you never ate it.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Did you feel that way afterward?
Yeah. It's like,
Did you
Can't-
have
yeah.
weird digestive issues afterward?
no, dude. Surprisingly, I'm built for like really bad food. Like my metabolism's really fast, really high. It goes right through me. Did I shit 4 times the next day? Probably.
Well, I don't know if I would consider that.
Am I a little ashamed of ordering McDonald's? Yes,
Subway.
because like
about Subway?
we've like built this culture around like healthy eating and like that's cool and like you can't have the Riz, when you're eating fast food all the time.
It's not that it's cool to eat healthy. It's just good for you.
It's become a sentiment of
Because we
being-
have too many obese people and people dying
but
of
look
heart
at
disease.
me, man.
You're
Eating
gonna die from heart
McDonald's.
disease.
Heart disease, probably.
That's the hidden killer.
That's the
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
You can be skinny and have a heart attack.
absolutely. And do I want a heart attack? No. But
Then
also,
stop eating
I'm here
Subway.
for a good time, not a long time. Actually, the meatball marinara is the worst thing you can eat on the menu. Confirmed.
Nutrition wise,
Yeah, nutrition-wise. Yes.
it's worse than the Philly cheesesteak.
Yes. Bad. Real bad for you.
It doesn't look as bad as the Philly cheesesteak.
It doesn't look as bad, but it is, because it's like, what's in that meatball?
The meat is the same as the steak.
No.
No.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No,
So
it's not.
I mean, it's
It's a mystery.
meatballs are made of beef, right?
Not necessarily.
They can be pork.
Yeah, they can
balls.
be like a lot of like if you go to a restaurant sometime, a lot of times it'll be like a mixture of pork, beef, maybe some chicken.
Oh, is that to get different flavors?
Yeah. There's a certain flavor profile, especially if you're using like a seasoned pork or something like that. But with my meatball marinara, I got the banana peppers and some red onions in there. Give it a little bit of a twist. A lot of people don't think they do that. they're just like plain Jane. Get the meatballs, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of oregano, the parm, wrap it up, toast it. No, dude, you gotta put in those veggies.
Dude, if I put red onions on something that I eat, then my mouth tastes like red onions for like 4 days.
Yeah, you like burp it up the rest of the day. Also, why is it spicy?
The red onions?
Yeah. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's a little spicy.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like a heat, but it's a
spicy in your nose.
It's like a black pepper spicy.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about? Where's that coming from?
I think it's the stuff, like how when you cut an onion, it burns your eyes. I think it's like that. It's some kind of reaction in your mouth.
So I just made a very vulnerable confession about my gross. And first off, like, listen. Yes, I like it. Yes, I ate it. Do I eat it all the time? No. When was the last time I had Subway? Couldn't remember. But I saw it at a moment of vulnerability, and everybody does. Everybody has that, like, oh shit, I'm gonna have that. I haven't had such a long time. It's nostalgic. You are a little different, but I do have to ask you, what's that guilty pleasure nostalgic food that like maybe you don't have ever and you still haven't had for like years?
But like, I want it all the time?
But like if you want it and you're like, no, I'm not gonna get it because I know it's gonna fuck me up.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, Native Foods closed near me.
Oh.
Sidebar.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for some reason,
never went there.
Well, the whole like vegan comfort
Fast
food.
Yeah.
It's not a big market for that. Not a lot of people love that. It kind of like is like flies in the face of the whole purpose.
Well, I think a lot of vegan people who are really vegan do it for the health. Like they're not necessarily vegan first, but more like whole foods and stuff, and then they just chose not to eat animal product for another reason. So I think healthier vegans are more common, and then there's not really that many like real vegans in general.
Right. There's it's more of a I do it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I can't strictly do it.
And also, I mean, read the room. Like that area, not really a place I would expect to see like vegan restaurants.
It's more of like a family.
Yeah.
It's like suburbia.
Really weird that it even opened there.
Yeah. They were trying. They were trying. Yeah.
Poor guys. Although nothing else worked there, so maybe it's that.
Yeah. They're turning the Regal, all these Regal cinemas closing down.
Yeah.
Guess what they're building there?
What?
Another apartment.
No.
Yes.
They're tearing it down?
They're tearing it down, building more apartments.
That's a bummer. I saw
like there's not a lot of apartments over there.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's where the families live.
No, I was joking. There's so many apartments over there.
Oh, on that. Yeah. What's that part?
We just drove to a pub the other day, and we were like, "Oh shit, these went up fast."
Yeah.
They're like,
oh yeah, there's a bunch of office space there, and none of it's full too, and it's been there for years.
Yeah. What's that about?
Probably people working from home being lazy.
The global elites drinking baby blood.
Yeah. So what's my guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
I'd say, the thing that I almost get all the time that I would normally not eat, Chick-fil-A. There's so many times when I've been, the time I usually eat something that's like meat or something that I think will give me indigestion and stuff that I normally wouldn't eat because of that reason is Chick-fil-A. Like when that happens is when I'm out doing something and I'm getting really hungry.
Yeah.
And it's harder to find things with not a lot of like sauces or spices and stuff out. Just like fast food and whatnot has a lot of those things, or they're very fatty or whatever. So it's hard in general. And then I'm like, I don't want a salad. I just want something like really savory. And I always not always, but that's always when I end up going like, let me just go see how long the line is at Chick-fil-A. Maybe I'll just get a large fry. And then it's always a long line, so I don't end up going.
Yeah. People line it. People do that. I know tons of people who go weekly to Chick-fil-A.
That's bad. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Maybe-
But
maybe if you're
those same people will be like, McDonald's,
Yeah.
brother, I'm like, you eat Chick-fil-A, bitch. It's all fried food.
That's funny.
It's all the same.
Maybe if you got, and I don't know how, like the nutrition either, but maybe if you did like
It's probably a little
grilled
better.
chicken, yeah, I'm sure in general it's better, but if you compare a McDonald's McChicken versus a Chick-fil-A chicken, it's like you look at the Chick-fil-A chicken and it's a literal piece of chicken. McDonald's chicken is like ground up chicken.
Well, okay.
Built back together.
We're talking about the McChicken or the chicken sandwich.
Oh,
It's
I guess they added that at some point.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
there's
sure.
there's an actual breaded chicken breast sandwich. Calm
You're right.
down.
You're right. So
Some guy at McDonald's is yelling at us. Goddamn,
cease and desist.
besmirch my name.
Yeah. No, I think if you got a grilled chicken sandwich, didn't get the fries, didn't use the sauces, maybe a little bit of like maybe the barbecue or something.
Yeah.
And that's probably not too bad if you have it once a week.
Yeah. I learned, analytic on restaurants. I think they established that if you have something 30 times a year, you're a loyal customer.
30 times.
That's like
a
the
year.
threshold.
Well, I guess that means you're getting it every other week.
Yeah.
More than every other week.
Yeah. Jersey Mike's, I'm looking at you, baby.
Do you get it?
I got you.
How often do you get it?
Not that much, but I probably have had it 30 times a year. Yeah. I love Jersey Mike's. It's so good.
I have probably had, I used to eat Qdoba a lot.
Yeah.
Until the quality just got so bad. Qdoba, sorry, but you guys suck.
It's fine. No, Qdoba was good. Qdoba was good.
Oh yeah, that's right. You.
It's good. I love Qdoba.
No, I mean, yeah, Qdoba is good, but in general, I think the fast food industry has gotten just kind of shitty. Whatever. So I stopped going there. I started going to Chipotle.
Gotcha.
But then I stopped going there because it gave me too much heartburn.
Yeah.
So now I go to.
I like Chipotle.
A lot of the fast food that I eat is like I'll stop at Sprouts for groceries, pick something up, and I'll get sushi.
That's not fast food.
Sushi.
That's not fast food.
Yes, the sushi there is fast food.
No, it's not.
I pick it up and eat it. I don't even have to order it.
That's just prepackaged food. It's different.
It's fast. It's already made.
Semantics, I guess.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess.
right. Okay, prepackaged food.
I'm talking about like made to order food.
Yeah, I don't get it that often unless I'm traveling or something. So at home, because I'm also not going into an office, so I'm sure if I worked at an office, I would get it more often for lunch.
Yeah.
I used to eat more fast food in general, but when I worked in an office in Florida, I did eat out. I ate lunch out pretty often.
You know, I like to eat for lunch. Is those, you ever seen it's like a frozen meal?
Yeah, the Amy's vegan mac and cheese. You like that, you sicko?
No, I don't eat that, but I do eat the Saffron Rhodes frozen meals, the Indian food. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, and then you stink
like a
up your
frozen
whole
meal?
office full
I do,
of curry.
yeah.
Everyone's like, oh man, it smells so good.
It's good though, I love
Is
it.
Chase gonna share?
I eat it every week.
Every
So
week?
good, yeah. Not every week, but like most weeks. Yeah.
I wonder
I'll
if
have
they're
a couple of them.
I wonder if they're kind of on the healthier side. Some Indian food's healthy.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty low calorie. There's not a lot of fats. There's some sugar. There is that. And I switch it up. They have like 10 different varieties.
Yeah. I think with any packaged food like that, they're just very processed, and then they probably have a lot of preservatives to keep them fresh. So, but like, it's kind of, they're sometimes a necessary evil. It's very hard to make all your meals throughout the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Sarah used to get them pretty often working in the office. And you can just try to find the healthiest ones you can.
It's so convenient, and they're inexpensive, and it's such a small, like, I don't like eating a big lunch.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the perfect portion. If I went anywhere else, if I went to go grab a sandwich somewhere, first off, it's not a lot of healthy options. There's some salad places, but like you pay $20 for a salad. You're like, what the fuck?
Unless you go to Jason's Deli.
J Deli.
Who used to have the unlimited salad bar. I don't think it's unlimited since COVID, but
oh yeah. Yeah, right.
I think that was when they changed it. It was like, oh, can't do the salad bar anymore because no buffets because the illness is going around. And then they were like, oh, it's coming back, but to make it safe, no more going back.
Yeah,
right?
no more double dipping.
Yeah. And I'm like, was it? Was it to make it safe? Because I'm pretty sure at Golden Corral you can go back.
Oh my god!
You just get a new dish.
But
It's like $10 or something like that, and
it's
you
not
can
bad.
just load it up. I mean, it's so much. You can load the plate so much, you'll be full by the end of it.
when I'm not eating those meals for lunch, I usually will just go to like King Soopers, which is our local grocery store, and
Some people pronounce it scoopers.
And they have a lot of like prepackaged or fresh packaged, like grab and go stuff, like sandwiches, salads from the deli area. It's actually a pretty good selection, you know.
Just don't get the sushi.
I don't ever get the sushi.
I feel like from those places, because like Whole Foods, Sprouts. I actually don't know about Whole Foods. Yeah, Whole Foods, they make it fresh, so they'll have the fish. I don't know if the fish is fresh, but they'll have the fish and they'll cut it up and make the sushi right there. But I feel like at like Target and places they
King Soopers, they have like a sushi counter where they.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's better there.
Yeah, but
because it can be cheap.
It's cheap
if you're craving sushi.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah. But I'm never really craving sushi. It's just not something I'm often like.
You gotta change your palate.
Some sushi. I like sushi. It's
you gotta
good.
change your palate.
Okay.
No, sushi is expensive.
Yeah.
Because sea animals, they're like harder to catch than pigs.
Yeah, you have to like get on a floaty thing.
There's not as many of them. People freak out about the farmed ones getting all fucked up. Yeah, Seaspiracy.
Seaspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one that taught everyone that fishing is bad.
Overfishing is bad.
Overfishing, yes.
Okay. Get it right, get it tight.
Okay. Some can argue that fishing in general is bad.
Nope.
I mean, you going out there with your pole, not bad. Fishing boat, bad.
They're so tasty though.
Yeah, they're tasty for sure.
Tasty.
Some of them are bad.
Some of them are not.
You know, it's not usually good unless it's cooked well. Cod. Cod has a grainy taste to it if you don't
like
cook
a texture or a flavor profile.
Yeah, the texture.
Yeah. That's usually what you would eat like when you get fish and chips, though, right?
Maybe.
What's in a typical like fried fish and chips? It's like a cod, right? I think so.
Or some kind of whitefish.
Yeah, like a whitefish.
Yeah, cod. It's kind of a weirder texture.
It's like flaky.
Tilapia is like the cheapest fish. It's like the bottom of the ocean fish.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon is a pretty good fish. I think people consider in general, right? It's got a good protein. It probably has less mercury in it. Although my doctor recently told me that I should stop eating fish.
Yeah.
Because of the mercury.
Yeah. Yeah, that can get pretty toxic. There's also
especially tuna. Tuna is known to have
like really high.
I think it might
levels.
be where they swim or something. Because I always wonder that. Because people always say like don't eat multiple cans of tuna a week.
Yes,
or something.
right. Yeah.
I still do it. Well, I don't actually do it. But
yeah.
I would if I wanted to.
Do you like anchovies?
The real small ones, not large anchovies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if they're real small, I don't mind them. Like I had some dried ones in Japan. They're actually pretty tasty. Yeah. Salted anchovies. Or sardines. Honestly, I don't know what the difference is. Someone once told me that one was bigger than the other, and then I saw a bunch of both of them in Japan, and they had really small ones.
Oh, I forgot about sardines. Where do you usually
sardines? You find a lot in cans.
Cans, yeah.
The can of sardines.
Yeah, but you can also get anchovies in cans, right?
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that what's made in what way you use to make an authentic Caesar salad dressing? Is anchovies?
I think so, yeah. In fact, some people, they'll grind them up and put them in.
I think that's how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you do
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
like you mince it up and stuff.
Like a can of sardines here, for instance. What's kind of interesting if you ever go to Portugal, I think Portugal is somehow known for sardines. You'll find stores, or they'll be sold in stores, but there's just like tons of cans of sardines. Really random thing. But we're going to look up what the difference is between a sardine and an anchovy. So, sardine. Sardines and anchovies are small varieties of oily fish. Due to their similar size and culinary uses, they're often confused with each other, but they're not the same. Anchovies are slightly smaller in size and have dark reddish gray flesh. So pretty much they're the same. They look similar. I don't think one is necessarily much larger or smaller than the other, but I think it's just the way they look. They probably taste a bit different too, unless maybe they're dried. Then they probably just taste like a small dried fish.
You know what? One of the nostalgic foods, going back to that for me, is banana milkshakes.
Not Rallies.
Checkers. Yeah, like that artificial, like,
Yeah. Disgusting.
So good.
I hate artificial fruit flavors. Like I always hated strawberry, like strawberry Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking
Really?
gross.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because you're a freak.
I'm a freak in the banana.
I always hated the fake banana flavor too, until I had
Really?
Checkers banana shake.
Yeah.
And I was like, something about the way they made it. It was just really good.
It's like it comes in a powder form, you know, and then they like mix it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah,
know
because
that.
it's like a soft serve, like frosty type. thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I recently had one at a hole in the wall like mom and pop burger shop, and it was so good, and it took me back, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
So you bought the Burger Shack?
Yeah, so I bought the entire place. Now, the thing about the banana milkshake is, you know, you're eating it, you're drinking it, whatever you do with the milkshake, and you're like, yeah, this is not like what bananas like taste like. It's like it's almost like an adjacency taste. But I had a coworker come up to me, and she had a banana, and she was peeling it, and she goes, oh my god, smell this banana. And I smelled it. It smelled just like the artificial banana smell.
Really?
Like spot on.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I feel like you find out those things at some point in your life. I had a Concord grape, and it tasted exactly like grape soda.
Yeah.
And I always thought grape soda was fake,
Yeah.
the taste of it.
Yeah.
So maybe there are bananas that actually taste like the fake banana.
The fake banana and fake strawberry inventor guy, he's shouting from his grave.
Yeah.
It's not fake. It's not. It's real.
Maybe they're
y'all
just like,
don't know.
They're Chinese bananas or something.
I don't know what it is. I mean, we all know bananas have been like genetically altered over the years to like, you know, be more sweet and like last longer or whatever they did to the banana.
So maybe it was a wild banana.
Maybe it was like back in the day, that's what they smelled like.
You
or
ever seen a
tasted
wild
like.
banana?
Yeah, they're like green, right?
On a wild banana tree. Well, they start green, they turn yellow.
They do?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of like plantains. That's what I'm thinking. I think plantains are
stay
green. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple now. I think I saw one in Hawaii. I've seen one somewhere else too. But
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. You just find like a random tree and then bananas growing from
Free
it in the forest.
bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
You're like, no one else has claimed these?
Yeah. You could just take them.
Yeah.
Nobody will stop you.
You think that you're doing something wrong because nobody else has taken them.
Yeah.
You're like, is this the monkey food?
Fuck it. Chop down the tree. Now it's yours.
Yeah.
You know?
If the place doesn't have monkeys, then it's fair game among humans, right?
Yeah.
Or is it fair game even if they have monkeys?
Yeah, I think it's whoever can get to the banana first. Like,
you know, you're not supposed to stare a monkey in the face.
yeah. You're not
eyes.
supposed to stare them in the eyes, like, because they'll think it.
intimidates
Yeah, they
them.
intimidate, and they'll start running after you. Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird because like, it's obvious, even probably to them, that you could fuck them up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You look into their eyes long enough, and they're like,
They get pissed.
all right, I'm working up the courage now to fuck you up, even though I'm probably gonna lose 9 times out of 10.
It's weird. Like, you know, when we look at them, we're so fascinated. We're like, oh my God, like a little human looking thing. And you're so fascinated by the monkey. And, you know, if it's a cute one, you think it's cute. You just want to stare at it. But do you think that they think that about us? They see a human and they're like, one that's not normally around humans, and they'd be like, "Whoa,
yeah,
look at that thing."
Yeah,
and they'd stare at us.
Yeah, well, you're talking from experience from a monkey park where they see humans all the time, so they're probably just disinterested because they're like, "Yeah, I've seen you. I see you every day."
So you go into the forest where nobody lives. You see a monkey. You guys lock eyes. Start making out. Next thing you know, you have a little baby monkey.
He's gonna get real pissed if you stare at him in that. But I'm sure there's a level of like curiosity, right?
Yeah.
And probably fear. If he's never seen a human before, because like big monkey-looking creature, probably a predator. Just going off of instinct, that type of thing.
I saw one once in a preserve that it was like a really long, slender one. It was a really cool-looking monkey, and he was hanging from some branches, and it was just me and someone else staring off at him, and he kept like jumping around and kind of like almost putting on a show. It was kind of cool.
Damn.
But he didn't seem to be intimidated by me, even though I was like big beady eyes.
You think the monkeys care about the solar eclipse as much as we do?
I wonder if they got confused when it got dark.
They're like, "Oh fuck, night time."
Oh yeah, that's like you ever see a hawk with the helmet on, like the little hat thing?
No.
Like game hunters who have hawks that use hawks.
Yeah.
They'll put a little cap on the bird.
Oh really?
You know what I'm talking about? You've probably seen it in a movie or something.
No, I haven't seen this.
Yeah. Let's see. So.
It just pulls up hat like ball caps, eagle hat
like this. You've seen this before.
Oh, enlarge that for everybody. I mean, I think maybe once I've seen that. You're acting like this is a common thing I should know about.
What? Come on.
What is this for? Is it make him blind, or is it like what is this? Like what is the purpose of this like helmet? It looks like
so it doesn't. I mean, it kind of makes him blind because he can't see.
Yeah.
But that's not the purpose of it. It is because it tricks him into thinking that it is dark.
Oh, so he's more predatory.
Less. Well, yeah, he thinks there's other predators around. So basically, the only predator that most hawks and other predator prey birds, are birds of prey, are afraid of are owls, and owls hunt at night. Because owls can be much larger than them, so when at night they sit still because then the owl can't see them, so they'll find a branch and they'll just sit there until the light comes out, and then they'll fly again. And so they're so dumb that if you just put a cap on their eyes, even if it's just an instant change, they'll think that it's dark and they won't move. And that's how game hunters keep their birds from flying away when they don't want them to.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, nature's fascinating, but it can be dumb.
Yeah, like I learned about how
you can trick
mother cows, if they don't get enough oxytocin when they give birth, they'll just reject their calf, and that's all it is. It's just one chemical, and they can either act like a mother and go and lick their calf and help their calf and then nurse it, or some of them will actually try to kill it. Depending on what kind of situation they're in, like maybe there's another dominant cow or something. Yeah. And it will like stress them out and they'll kill it.
I was thinking like, during this whole solar eclipse thing, if it did give you superpowers, what superpower would you want?
So if you stare into the sun?
Well, that's a different superpower.
What are you getting? How are you getting a superpower? What did you do?
Well, there's so many conspiracies behind, the totalitarian the totalitarian gland. The solar eclipse, when it's fully eclipsed, spirits can come through the portal of the moon.
This wouldn't be the same as like when the sun goes on the other side of the world and you can see the moon. It's not the same.
It's just supposed to give you superpowers. Don't ask how it works.
So it's a portal where the sun is hitting the moon, and that's somehow giving people superpowers. And does everyone get superpowers?
Only if you believe in.
Only if you're in the totality.
Yeah,
zone?
you had to be in the totality.
Oh, so is that why so many people flew to the totality zone and stayed there?
Yeah.
Isn't that
big. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? People like took off work and stuff.
It's really weird.
Was it? I mean,
it's strange to me. I didn't even go outside to like look at it.
I was
in
outside.
Colorado. It was like partial.
I was outside all day.
Yeah.
I didn't look up once.
Yeah. Well,
because I didn't have glasses.
You had glasses, yeah, and you're smart.
But if someone was like, "Here's a pair of glasses, look," then I probably would have looked.
Yeah.
But I had no care to.
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen a full eclipse. I saw it last year when I was in Albuquerque. It was an annular eclipse, so it's slightly different. It doesn't completely cover the sun, so you get this like ring of fire.
That's where you don't get the superpowers.
You don't get the superpowers there. Yeah, it has to be the what do we call this one? The solar eclipse, where it completely eclipses the sun. Anyway, what would be your superpower though? Like if you could gain one superpower out of this whole ordeal, what would that be?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'd want to read people's minds or something like that. And I think there's always the counter argument of like, do you really want to know what people are thinking? And wouldn't that kind of drive you crazy?
There's a Mel Gibson movie where he gains that superpower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's that called? Passion of the Christ?
Yes. I think it's called What Women Want.
Oh, okay. So he finds out what women want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would say being able to become invisible is probably a really cool one.
I think that's what Janie said.
Right?
Yeah.
But with that one, it's like, what are you going to do with that, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess you could steal stuff, but do you really want to steal stuff? I mean, that's kind of shitty thing to do. Steal from people.
Yeah. Plus, you get to walk around naked all the time.
You get to? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you have to. Because your clothes, they don't turn invisible.
Oh, yeah.
too.
Okay. You have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's problematic. It's problematic.
I think probably the thing I always come back to is flying.
That's another problematic one. It's really fucking cold. Like high up.
Yeah, you just wear a jacket. You don't have to fly that high.
Yeah, but when you go really fast, it's really fucking, and it's hard. You got to wear the glasses, and then you're gonna swallow so many fucking bugs and shit.
No. You just hold a shield.
It also takes forever to get anywhere.
No, you fly super fast.
Here's my pitch.
No, you fly super fast.
Yeah, but
it's the best one.
You couldn't see anything. You'd have to wear like high impact.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you can fly slow if you want, but you're trying to get places.
Still gonna take you like 12 hours to get to Japan.
No.
My superpower, teleportation. Boom.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a superpower.
It is a superpower.
You can't teleport.
Yes, you can.
That's not a superpower.
In the X-Men, there's a guy that teleports. You cannot tell me this is not a superpower.
Let's find out.
Yeah, he's famously in X-Men 2. He's the guy that like can teleport.
There's a search for it. Is teleportation a superpower? Let's find out.
Is this made up thing a made up thing?
There's a psychokinesisPowers.com. It's like the ultimate superpower and how to do it.
Nice. Talk about grifts. Yeah, because then like if I wanted to, have ramen in Tokyo, I could do that. I could just go right now. I wouldn't have to fly there. I didn't have to get dressed, fucking spend 10 hours in flight mode, be freezing my ass off. You're storming out, so you have to like fly through rain and weather and shit.
First off, let's go back for a second, because what's the limitations of superpowers?
What do you mean?
Okay, can I travel through time? Can I be a time traveler? Because I'd rather have that.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's better than teleportation.
Well, if time is linear, then I guess it would be possible.
Okay, that is an assumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's way more physically, like in the realm of like actual physics, to teleport than it is to time travel. You could time view, but you couldn't actually time travel.
No.
I mean, according to like the laws of like relativity,
No.
it's not possible.
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible if we're talking about superpowers. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
superpowers
true.
aren't possible.
That's good point.
So,
Good point.
teleportation-
I don't know. There probably is like a DC or Marvel character that can time travel. Nothing comes to mind though. Although I'm not an
I just want to point out that time travel is a better superpower than teleportation because it includes teleportation.
Does it though?
It does.
In what fashion? Time?
Because think about this. You're at your point in time, you go back 12 hours, you drive to the airport, get on the plane,
right?
Or you think to yourself, I'm going to go get on a plane, and then you go forward 12 hours, you're in Japan.
Be funny, like if I teleported 12 hours in this exact spot, the Earth would have already rotated 12 hours, and I'd be like halfway around the world.
Yeah.
But what if you accidentally did it and you're like in the ocean, and you like drown?
Yeah, that would be when you need flying.
That's when you need teleportation. See?
No,
it all comes back to teleportation.
No, because you're in the air, you're in the ocean, and then you just travel back in time again, and you're like fucked up, gonna move back and back again.
Suddenly, like you travel way too far, you don't even know where you're at.
Yeah, and then you're back to the future.
Is it like a dinosaur that comes popping out, eats you?
Yeah. That could happen.
Yeah.
I believe it. I don't know. I'm not a superpower person. I don't watch superhero movies that often, so I'm not the expert in superpowers.
Yeah. Well, I'm sticking to my guns on the teleportation thing. I think that's my preferred method.
I think
it didn't happen, although I wasn't in the totality of the eclipse.
Yeah.
I know some people who are.
Did you ask them?
Yeah, I asked. Nothing happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they do you know anyone who simultaneously got bit by a spider?
Like Spider-Man type of thing?
Yeah.
I do know people who have headaches now.
Oh, why would they have a headache?
Stared at the sun, bro.
Yeah, but they weren't supposed to do it without the glasses.
That's a whole different superpower.
How many people do you think went blind?
I don't know. Can you go blind? I think it's just
know.
like you get like a lot. Like, oh, you mean like loss of vision, just like in any kind of form? A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I asked.
Trump famously looked at the eclipse when he was in the White House, like without glasses.
Oh,
sure,
really?
he had a headache afterwards.
Yeah, you can literally lose your vision permanently.
Yeah, but a lot of people, like, I think the more common thing is you get like sunspots, right? Headaches.
Yeah, I don't know. But what Sarah told me is basically you can burn your photoreceptors, and then once they're burned, they're burned.
Yeah, there's no going back.
And it won't necessarily happen right afterward, so it may take time when it happens, like a week or something.
So the clock's ticking.
Yeah, we don't know
We'll check back
who
in.
you are. Maybe you had the glasses from China that weren't real.
That's so true. You didn't check the supplier.
Do you trust them? I mean, what do you do? Well, also I saw
you gotta buy from like a reputable source.
I saw this guy who was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on a plane during the eclipse. Can I still use the glasses?"
What?
Because he's closer. He's 30,000 feet closer to the sun.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I actually didn't really think about it.
Maybe it needs another layer of
two of them.
polarized.
Have you ever used those glasses before?
No.
It's really fucking dark. Yeah, like you can't see anything.
Is it the glasses that they give you after they dilate your eyes at the eye doctor?
No, it's like a million times worse than that. It's like you can barely see the sun through them. Like you can see it. It's just like a dot. But you can't see anything else. Like you could like wave your hand in front of your face while where I am, you wouldn't be able to see dick.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What about if you were waving it in front of the eclipse?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be blocking the sun or the sunlight. You know.
What?
Whatever sunlight is emitted, you wouldn't be able to see it because your hand's in the way, bro.
I got you.
Yeah.
I pulled up an article. I didn't pull up an article, but I searched how many people went blind after the eclipse, and there is not an answer.
It's hard. That'd be hard to quantify. But what you can quantify is the number of searches headache after Eclipse. And I did see a video. Somebody showed a graph. Whether or not this is true, there is a massive spike in Google searches and that exact query.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Well, there's so many people who, maybe they're not hip to that whole thing, even though everybody and their mother talks about it. This is the one thing with my social media algorithm is like, if there's a topical thing happening, it's like 80% of my content's that.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, all of like the happenings that you like that are reoccurring during the year. I'll just get tons of that content. Like there was like 99% of my feed yesterday was all Eclipse stuff.
I was triggered.
I fucking don't care about this shit.
Yeah, it's really weird how it decides to incorporate things that are irrelevant to you that are very popular.
Well, I think it's not first off, Instagram's algorithm not great. Just comparatively to like the obvious TikTok.
Yeah.
Not great. It will show you things that it thinks you like, and then the rest of the content is stuff that it thinks is topical.
Yeah.
Like whatever's happening, whatever content. Like it won't show me Eclipse stuff from the content creators I follow. It'll just show me random people's Eclipse content.
That is true. It used to not be as bad, and then for some reason they stopped there. They changed that. I don't know whatever reason. Maybe it keeps people on longer because if they see something's going viral, then they'll show it to you because if other people watched it, then why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So maybe that's their justification. I mean, they have all the analytics, but yeah, that's a weird thing. Google's Shorts algorithm was broken some months back, like a month ago, and it was broken for like 2 days, and I just stopped using it for like 2 months.
Yeah, there's moments in Instagram where it breaks too, like, and I can tell I'll get something just out of the blue. I'm like, I'm about to get 12 more of these. And sure enough, like 5 swipes later, I'm getting like more and more of that.
It's really weird, right?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Something they tweak and then...
I almost want to like try, I haven't tried this yet, but killing the app.
Yeah.
And like, or doing something.
I did try for Google.
Really? Did it work?
I tried it over multiple days. No, it didn't.
Damn.
And then I just stopped using it for
Wait,
a
you're
while.
talking about YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't scroll on Instagram often enough to. I use it a little bit more, especially since you use it, so you send me things on there sometimes. Mm-hmm. But for like the scrolling type of content,
yeah,
I'll use YouTube more.
Yeah,
because I didn't use TikTok, and then I didn't think Instagram's. I like the like shitty posts a lot, mm-hmm. and I didn't think Instagram had as much of that type of content.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I thought it was more like professional / content creator stuff, and so that's why I liked Google Shorts, because it was a lot more trash, like
just more
TikTok.
shit posting.
Yeah. I it's probably not true anymore. I know there's a lot of that stuff on Instagram too now.
They're all more or less like the same, I think.
Yeah, but
although I can't speak for YouTube, I don't use that one, but
yeah, it's okay. It's good, but it broke, and then I was pissed off enough to stop using it.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's like.
So I started using.
That you're the guy. You're the typical use case person when they're talking in their meetings. Like we're gonna lose engagement if we do this.
Yeah, for sure. Just leave it alone.
Yeah,
leave it alone. It was good. It was great. It was recommending things to me that were great.
Yeah.
They have way too much podcast content on there.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing that's the only thing I dislike about YouTube Shorts. I think they have way more clips. Podcast content than they do clips.
Yeah, pod clips.
Than they do than the other platforms do. Not that it's bad. I enjoy them, but it gets old.
It's also a lot easier to create content if it's pod clips.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think you can. There's even AIs who are good enough to do that, and then just less editing. But yeah, there's so many very large podcasts they have someone who's just doing
Clipping it, yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, to take like a Joe Rogan podcast that's 3 hours, the amount of clips they'll just get from that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then there's
and
tons of those podcasts.
It's great because you can double dip on views.
Right.
You have people watching and listening to your podcast just normally, and then you have the revenue or the clicks coming in from the clips.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool it down, YouTube.
Cool it down.
I know what you're doing.
Insta.
You're not.
YouTube.
You're not going to do that to me.
I will not be controlled.
Yeah.
Anyway, follow us on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, YouTube's the best.
And all the other ones.
Instagram's the best, actually.
Instagram's great. That's what I use. Do it. Follow us, you dumb bitches. I love you. We love you. And until next time, we'll be here making tasty cocktails.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Go to bed.